2023 was without a doubt an incredible year for gaming. From highly anticipated AAA titles that blew us away, to adorably cozy indies that offered us new worlds and lives to explore, not to mention new mechanics to appreciate. It was jam-packed from start to finish with great games. Thanks to popular vote on our YouTube poll, today we're here to share what we felt were the top 10 cozy and casual games of 2023. I want to immediately premise that this was an impossible list to form. Picking only 10 games from the over 14,000 that were released last year feels like an impossible feat on the best of days. So please bear with us and know that our favorites may not have been yours, and this is all based on Ducky and I's personal gaming preference. We fully acknowledge that yours might differ, and we'll include some special mentions at the end for other games worth checking out that were genuinely good. But the 10 titles on this list have survived the onslaught of the gaming world and come out on top as great, and that's why they've made this list. I will state before heading into this list that I'm not featuring any games we weren't able to play. I don't feel it proper to have an opinion on a game I didn't experience myself. Featuring them just because they have high ratings would go against what we do here. We boast being honest about the games we play, and we can't do that if we've never played them. So rest assured, these 10 games have been Pillow Fort tested and approved. Lastly, I'm also not including any early access titles. I'll be crafting a top early access list soon, so we'll go ahead and feature any incredible EA titles there. But for now, we're sticking to full releases only. With all the fluff out of the way, let's get to the good stuff. And that's all the cozy and casual gloriousness that 2023 had to offer. So grab a fresh cup of tea and your favorite fluffy socks, and let's get started. I'll start by saying this list is not ranked in any order, but Cattails' Wildwood story would be among the top if it was. You can't find many games that boast a 99% positive rating, and it's for good reason. The game offers a true cat sim experience with mind-blowing levels of detail to the world, story, and art, and keeps you engaged well past 20 hours in. I had a blast befriending my cat clanmates and taking them out on adventures all over the map and deep into the mines. There's a dark mystery to the world and puzzles around every corner, which led to the entire game feeling like a perfect blend of life sim, puzzle, and mystery. The extra special part? Once you've grown old and tired, you can New Game Plus the game as your kittens. So how's that for passing on the family farm?
We are traveling to New Caledonia for this next feature. For you longtime fans, it shouldn't be any surprise that we would include Tchia. It's an excellent story that properly represents New Caledonian culture while adding some mythical and fantasy components to the mix. Tchia had me looking into the history of the world that I was exploring, and I actually learned a lot. The developers took a lot of time and effort to ensure that their story was accurate and true to these people. Aside from the story and representation, Tchia was a hilariously enjoyable game to play, with soul jumping being the main gameplay component. I found you could jump into nearly every animal for transportation, but it turns out a rock was the most effective means of travel. This twist added an exciting take to exploration and let you take on the world from a variety of different perspectives. Don't let the game's cartoonish nature fool you though. Some of the topics covered in the game are on the more violent and disturbing side of things, so I wouldn't recommend letting your younger kids play this game.
From the creature collecting features to the massive amount of decorations to customize your home with, Moonstone Island had to make the list. I watched this beautiful title go from first demo to third, and to say I was excited for the full release was putting it mildly. I actually cried when they allowed us a review copy, as it'd been a blast interacting with them and their team for nearly a year, and I can happily say I loved the full release as much as the demos. It's so unique in the cozy genre, being a deck builder and pixel life sim. The way the different aspects of the game are blended together allow you a level of freedom that you just don't find in most games. It's overwhelming for some, yes, but for someone like me who grew up on the vast maps of Skyrim and World of Warcraft, I get bored of the tiny town maps we so often get. This one was a breath of fresh air for sure.
I'm glad you're here. I see you're settling in to our wondrous Azoria. Working the land, growing your homestead, equipped with kindness.
Okay, I know that some are going to disagree with my opinion to have Fae Farm on this list due to the controversy around the price point and DLC. I, as an animation and art student, and as someone who knows the sheer amount of hours and people it takes to make a game of higher quality animations, art, improved interface and accessibility options, and just overall quality of life features, and the overall blaring fact that it allows for online multiplayer, is why its price tag is higher than every other game on this list. That being said, I was absolutely invested in the world and story of Fae Farm. I love magic and mystery, so uncovering the secrets behind the world and being able to help heal it, as well as knowing I could do so with friends, was definitely a blast and what earned it its feature. It's just so rare to get a decently polished co-op game of this nature and caliber, so I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. I love dinos. I'm not going to apologize for it. I grew up playing the Jurassic Park Operation Genesis game from 2003 and every game thereafter. So when I found Paleo Pines, I about lost my brain. The full game was everything I wanted. Exploring the world, studying dinos, befriending them, having them help with daily chores, and discovering the mystery of the missing Parasaurolophuses. Despite a few minor complaints about the map feeling restrictive at times and the NPCs needing a little bit more life, I actually adored the charm of the game and had a blast searching for the ultra-rare dinos to take home to our ranch. Yes, you heard me right. Rare shinies to hunt. Genuinely though, it's just good fun waking up to a farm full of dinos, watering and harvesting your crops. And who doesn't love their adorable faces?
Tell me you see it, tell me it's true. Tell me you believe it like I do. Tell me it's golden, I always knew. Tell me you believe it like I do.
While Q4 of 2023 brought us a literal ton of great games, I still haven't forgotten about Everdream Valley back from May. I put almost 30 hours into the game before it even released, and they've only added dozens of improvements since. I had an honest blast with this one's large world map and whimsical story. Animals will haunt your dreams by night, and there might even be witches inhabiting the forest. But don't worry, because with their help, you'll be able to restore the family farm back to proper order. I had to include this one on the list because out of all the games this year, I just found it to be good lighthearted fun with some hilarious mechanics and wonderful world exploration. The true kicker? The huge ranch you'll get to build and customize every inch of. Why is it so enjoyable going out in the wilderness to forage and fight for your food by day, only to feed our fresh-cut veggies to our customers in the family-owned restaurant by night? And while most probably don't come with 82,000 coins worth of debt to pay off, You'll end up not minding in the end, since it means more places to explore and more veggies to slice up. After much thought, I had to add Cuisineer to the list, as I love the simplicity of the restaurant portions, the amount of customizations for your restaurant, weapons, and gear, as well as the gorgeous graphics of the game in general. The character models may seem simple, but the world and character art is beautiful, so it has my heart for that. It's also not often that we get such a fun combat experience in a cozy game, so that's what truly did it for me. Despite how some people feel about Coral Island and its lack of a few necessary quality of life features like NPC or location tracking, this one absolutely deserves to be on the list. The magical island experience and the incredible feeling of being able to help restore the entire place to its magical glory just offers such a fun spin on the fix up your family farm mindset that I was addicted. It boasts a museum with a massive array of things to find and keep you busy for days on end, and dozens of NPCs to meet and experience. Yes, that includes dateable ones. Honestly, what did it for me was the element-based story. Ducky and I love the tales of islanders and elemental magic, and this one gave us that high dose of fantasy wrapped in a tidy life sim package.
Our next game introduces a twist to map generation and exploration. And above snakes, you're a pioneer of a world that you create through the use of various square tiles that host different biomes, resources, buildings, and animals. You can construct whatever works best for you. Want a lake over there? Place down some water tiles. Want a mountain behind your house? Go ahead and plop down Mount Everest. It's an incredibly unique way to generate your play space. As your world grows, you'll find a well-rounded and solid isometric survival and farming game. You'll need to manage hunger, gather new materials to upgrade your tools and home, and venture out to new lands to discover the undead secrets that are looming around every corner. There was a lot of heart put into this game, and it's one that I will find myself coming back to multiple times. The last on our list can be played calm and peacefully, or quick and strategically, depending on how you look at it. Outpath is a game about clicking. Everything can be clicked. Cows, rocks, grass, trees, you name it. Clicking makes these entities' health bars deplete until they pop into resources. Don't worry though, they will respawn in the next few minutes to be clicked all over again. As you fill your infinite inventory space, you will unlock and expand different biomes which introduce new resources for you to gather, and upgrade books to enhance your character. It might sound repetitive, but this gameplay loop is almost hypnotic. I found myself clicking away and upgrading my land only to find that 2 hours had gone by in a near instant. For you hardcore gamers out there, you can automate your resource gathering to mass destroy everything. You can essentially thrust your peaceful land straight into the industrial age. For any resource enthusiast out there, this is definitely the game for you.
Now that we've gotten through our absolute top 10, we want to take a moment and give a few special mentions to other titles this year. While the games that came before them went out in terms of enjoyability and all-around playability or features, we still had a blast with the upcoming games and would recommend each of them to our community. After all, they're all Pillow Fort approved as well, so don't worry, they're tried and true. We're going to do quick features of each of them, so hold on to your pillows, friends. That concludes all the top cozy and casual games that we played this year and recommend. But there were still a few incredible games that we weren't able to take a look at in 2023. While we hope we'll get the chance in the future, they deserve at least a mention in the video as games to put on your wish list since they all boast a slew of positive reviews. While we haven't tested them for ourselves, we're confident that the community as a whole has given them the stamp of approval, so give them just another minute of your time as we close this out. And with that, we've come to the end of our features. We can't believe how packed 2023 was for games of all genre and consoles, but the cozy and casual crew got some incredible entries that'll keep us busy well into 2024, that's for sure. Make sure you tell us what games you played in the comments or anything you might have just added to your wish list. We'll happily answer any questions about the ones we were able to experience this year, so please don't hesitate to ask. If you enjoyed this list, please make sure to like the video and subscribe before you go. We craft lists monthly and often host polls related to what the community would like to see next, so if you want a list catered to your own interests, it's worth it to hit that little red button. We also need to give an incredibly special shout out to all the devs that allowed us to try their games last year. The trust and support we've been shown has blown us away on the daily, so thank you from the bottom of our hearts. As parents, we could not afford to do this without your trust, so truly, thank you. If you're a developer or publisher that would like us to take a look at a project you're working on, just shoot us an email at the one in the description, or you can simply fill out the request form we have linked there as well. With that, we'll say thanks for watching, and see you again soon.